In this episode, we're driving back up north from the beautiful Pyrenees, inland a bit through the Loire Valley, eventually ending up back into Cherbourg to check on Chloe and the state of the hull.
Close it up to keep the bugs out and you out. A pointy baguette.
Our favorite pointy one. We're just about to go over the dam. Good place for a bungee jump. Except for the hard obstacles at the bottom.
The fall won't kill you, it's just the bit at the bottom. There's some roadworks going on.
There's so many. They're bouncing into the car.
C'est une guppy.
So, where are we?
We're in the Airbus Museum in Toulouse, and there's a whole bunch of nice planes here. This big one here, which looks like it's about to swallow something up, is called a guppy. It's a transport plane that can carry some big stuff. So it's not actually hinged right now. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
There's the hinge. Yeah.
One spot.
One hinge? Surely not. Maybe they just roll the front away, because I guess it doesn't open up that much.
It looks like it would only take one hinge because...
Yeah, there's not really space for a second hinge, is there?
Yeah.
Just lots of locking points, but
Yeah,
not...
exactly.
Yeah. Look at the size of this thing. It's like a huge hangar in here. Oh, it's a TV screen of the guppy.
Bienvenue dans ce superbe guppy. Dans les années 1970, Toulouse s'engage dans le projet européen.
It does look like a guppy.
Super guppy. Do it, David. This Airbus museum had some really cool planes on show. It had two Concords, which are the fastest airliners in the world. It also had the Airbuses, Airbus series, which are the largest airliners in the world. This Concorde was capable of just a fraction under 1,500 miles per hour of top speed, 1299 knots. So it just blew away every other airliner in terms of record speeds.
These have variable pitch propellers on them, each one individually variable in its pitch, but
So this is a famous helicopter. It was the first one fitted with a fan tail and a T-tail. the Airbus collection.
We have the A300, the A310, the A300, the A320, A340, A330. I'm going for a ride on the Concorde. Are you ready? It's not quite what I thought it would be. So the forward half seems to be all electronics, and the aft is where they put the passengers and all the cattle. Oh, look at this. We've got printout machines. A few lucky passengers in first class. The bathroom size hasn't changed. The Concorde doggy with no reclining seats. It's pretty cool. Okay, off the Concorde across the way directly to the A300. Yeah, but the same amount of instrumentation.
So this is what
So
goes
that's
in
where
underneath.
Your baggage is held. Oh, those are pulley. I always wondered, do they have pulley systems down there? There's a belt system on the in the underbelly of the plane for all of your baggage. Look at the insulation that they use inside, in between the inner sheathing and the outer sheathing. I never got a seat like this before. Nice. What? No king bed? So they're showing all their options that you can purchase on the plane. Everything from economy to mega, super, extravagant, unnecessary, double-sized beds. So we just went to the museum, and the Airbus factory where they make the planes is right across the street in that building. Over here you can see the Airbus.
Airbus. Bus.
Bus. we had to visit the Gouffre de Padirac, or the Padirac Cave. It lies in a limestone plateau region of France, and it's basically a collection of underground calcite mineral limestone caves, rivers, and lakes. It was formed primarily by chemical erosion and has existed for several hundreds of thousands of years on the outside to over 2 million years on the inside. As you descend the initial 75 meters down into the cave, you notice that the environment becomes stable, and its year-round temperature is 55 degrees Fahrenheit or 13 degrees C. The highlight was the Hall of the Great Dome, a 94-meter cathedral dome, and the largest underground halls open to visitors in France. As we descended further into the caves, at about 100 meters below the surface, we hit a river where they had boats where we could ride about 1 kilometer in of the total of the 19 kilometers of rivers, which comes out to the river Dordogne. In all, there are 42 kilometers of underground galleries that have been discovered and mapped.
That was a really good thing. I'm surprised how good that was. I thought it was just a little hole in the ground, but man, it just kept going. A couple of kilometers. Fantastic stalactites and stalagmites and stalactites, as we've now discovered. And lots of dinosaurs down there too. racetrack at Le Mans, seeing the motorcycles reminded Dawn of when she went racing on a motorcycle in Laguna Seca, California. At the Le Mans racetrack site, there's actually several different racetracks. There's the large outer one that's very famous for its 24-hour races. But then inside here, the kind of wavy racetrack was used by the motorcycles today. Plus there's some go-kart racetracks, etc. for more specialist racing. It was nice to see the Formula One cars were nowadays adapting to the use of hybrid, so they combine electric motors and gasoline motors to get even more power, which should drive electric motor technology for motor cars and therefore benefit everybody.
Beep beep.
We looked in on Chloe almost exactly 3 months before her welding was due to complete, and she would start after that fitting out phase. So this is the tack welding phase, where she's basically put together roughly before final welding seams her up into watertight components.
got the Dream Cup coming up this weekend. The racing boats are all here. Looks like they've got a fixed pole for their spinnaker to pull out the forward sails.
This one. That reminds me of your mum.
I'm telling.